So this morning I was playing around with the APIs a little bit on Mist, and I wanted to try to figure out how I could import a whole bunch of sites all at once and see what it would look like to manage their RF templates and WLAN templates. So the idea being that uh, I'll just show you. So I made this CSV file with 1,503 sites, and if you look at it, I've got just a little bit of info. So I've got the building name, the address, and then the building type. And so I have 3 headquarters. I have a whole ton of warehouse. And if you keep scrolling, you'll see admin buildings. And I took all these addresses just from the internet. I found a bunch of sample data and then a whole bunch more stores. So in total, there's go to the bottom of it. There should be, yeah, 1,504, and technically it's 3 since we've got our first one here. That's just the explaining what stuff is. So how do I get all that in here? So basically, the way that I would do that normally is I would hit, I'd go into organization, create site, create a site, do the site thing, pick a template, and then create a site group. And then that way it would, put them all together. But doing that, hundreds of times seems like a terrible idea. So basically, I think what we'll do is let's manually create the RF templates just because that that'll be useful. So because I want to apply these later on, so we're going to do HQ RF template. Let's keep them all default for now because we don't care that much yet. Store template, if I can spell. So we have headquarters, store. We want warehouse. And what's our other one? Store, warehouse, admin. Admin. Create. Okay, cool. So now we've got all these. Um, I want to create a site now. So again, I'd go in here and then I'd pick one of these and I'd create a site group. So let's actually make the site groups first so that way we also have that ready to go. I could just do it like this and then type it all in, but I'm lazy, so I want to do it with the API. So in Postman, I've created a couple of these requests. And I think I want to get let's do get groups because one of these labels, these site groups, they translate back and forth to label. I'll show you that in a minute, but so we want that. So let's keep that. Uh, Open a new tab. We want to be able to create them, so we'll do that. And then we want to create a new site, so we'll do that. Close this version of it. Close that down. Okay, so if we get the site groups, we don't have anything. So what we want to do is go to the body of this. Oh, not this one, my bad. So we want to go to create site group, then go to the body, and we're going to create some new ones. So we're going to go, hey, HQ, same thing as before, warehouse. And you can see the responses that it's making it, and we're going to need this ID here in a minute. So store and admin, I think, admin. So let's actually look and see. We'll get the groups again. And so now my response is more. So I've got admin, headquarters, warehouse, and store. So now if we look in here, you should see, I would have to make a new site for this to work, I think, but you'll see them in here if you were going to do it manually. I'd have to actually create it and then apply it, but we're not going to do that. We just want to apply it all and not have to worry about it. So let's go back to our document here. And I think for just ease of use here, so I could make a Python script that would probably be a lot more efficient than doing it this way, but I didn't want to subscribe to any programming languages or mess with any of that stuff. Um, so I just want to make it work. So let's go. We're gonna just trade off the name for the ID in this document so that it makes it easy for the computer without me having to do a whole ton of work. Admin. So if we scroll down here just so that we can see some admin stuff. So I'm going to do a find and replace on admin and put it on here. But I got to be careful because if it's not case sensitive, I also named all my buildings admin. So I made that mistake before and that's not fun. So if you go in here and you do case match, replace all. So I have 100 admin buildings. That's fair. And then what did we skip up here? Warehouse. Okay, so we'll go warehouse. Warehouse. Copy, play, replace. Warehouse doesn't matter, match case, but we'll do it anyway. We've got 400 warehouse sites. And then our stores, we've got a ton of stores. So we'll grab, where did stores go? Right at the end. I'll grab this, copy, and paste it here. Make sure it's match case, because again, I have stores in here. Replace all, 1,000. Okay, cool. So the other thing I want to do in here that's not natively in here is I want to apply the RF template to it. So in my request here to create a site in the body of this, you'll see that I have, this is the body of the, what I want to send to mess with. So RF template in here, I've got all these variables of, they basically match up to the header of all this stuff, building name, address, building type. So I've got building name, address, building type, but I also want RF template in there. So I'm going to add a column here and name it RF template. And again, I want to take, and so I didn't make a API script thing to find the RF templates. So I'm just going to do them one at a time. So here's admin, here's the template ID. So we'll go back in here. We'll find all of our admin buildings. Starting with this. And we're going down to admin. And that didn't work. Awesome. So I'm going to do it again. I think I can do it now that it's in here. Copy, paste. Okay, yeah. Here, do it again. Go back up here. Did that put them all in? Okay, cool. It did. So we did admin. Now we want warehouse. We'll back off of this. Find our warehouse template. Copy this. That's warehouse, and then now I'll go all the way up to the warehouses. That's a lot of warehouses. Okay. So those three are our headquarters and paste. Make sure it actually went. Cool. Let's do headquarters because that's kind of tiny and nice. HQ. Copy this. Paste it in here. And then our big one is our stores. Go back out of here and wrong one, store. Copy this and paste it in here. All the way to the end. Okay, cool. So now we've got all the data that we need in order to make this automatically happen. So we'll save it, get out of there, get out of here, we'll go back to the site configuration, and then we'll go back up here. And so now you'll see that, so I'm going to api.mist.com/orgs. And then I have a variable, a global variable in Postman just to make it easier for me, and then slash sites. And so this is going to be a post because we want to post this data, and then this is my payload basically. So Postman has this cool thing called runner, and what you can do with this is you can basically loop through these scripts. So I want to go to Andy's lab, site level, and I want to take all these off because all I want to loop through is to create a site. So we'll select a file. This is our file. And then you can see in here that it detected it's a text CSV. And if I preview it, you can see that there's building name, address, building type, and RF template. And so if you look in here, these all match those. And that's on purpose because they need to, this thing needs to know where to put all these fields. And then of course we're going to do all these iterations of it. I don't care to keep the variables. That keeps them after in Postman. We don't really care about that. We kind of don't care about cookies either, but I'll just leave it on for the sake of I've never turned it off to see what happens. And then so let's run it and see what happens. So now this is going through and it's doing each one, right? So you can see the iterations are it's at 20, 30, 40. And so this is probably not as fast as I could do it with the Python script because there's kind of a lot of overhead through this being an application and, all the variability of, what you can do with it. But I didn't want to make like a big old programming script just to make this thing work. So I'm going to pause the video here because this is going to take a minute. I did it yesterday just to play around and it took 3 minutes. So it'll say up here how long it'll take. So I'm going to cut it here and then I'll pick it back up when this thing's done. So I will be right back. Okay, and we're back. This one took 4 minutes, which is cool. So this pass fail thing, you can actually put in some tests at the end to make sure that it does whatever it says it's going to do. I didn't do that. I just wanted it to push it out, and we'll see what happens at the end of it. So let's actually take a look and see what happens. Let's hit refresh. So wow, cool. So look, we got all of our sites. The labels for them are. My headset turned off. That was fun. But anyway, so they're all admin. So these are the admin ones. They're labeled admin. Scroll down just to make sure. So these are my 3 headquarters buildings. They're labeled right. The stores are labeled right. Store. Cool. Okay, so let's pick one and see if it applied the right RF template. It did. Okay, so now, cool thing about this is if I wanted to change this template based on like headquarters, oh, let's do a store. So, or no, let's do, let me go find it. RF template. So I want to change the warehouse and I don't want 5 gig on here anymore. So let's see, 2.4, let's disable 5 gig. So all I want is 2.4 because let's say that was a requirement of, I don't know, something. Um, so we did that, and so now that applied to all of our sites. Well, not all of them, right? So we'll go to the stores. That applied only to the store RF template. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so what if we want to present SSIDs out based on, I don't know, whatever these are. So let's create config template. I already made a bunch of test ones. Let me delete these real quick. Test, don't care. Okay, so this is what it would look like. There isn't any in there. We'll create one. I want this one to be admin config template. Oh, dang it. Admin config template. I was trying to copy and paste it so I didn't have to do it over and over. Okay, so that's that. And then in here we'll say we want it to apply to sites and groups. We want to pick our admin group. And then policies are pretty cool. So let's say that for our admin buildings, we want to, let's not do anything with that. Admin building is cool. So we'll add a new WLAN. We're gonna make it say, we'll do like a guest Wi-Fi since they're um, since they are there might be guests at this place because there are admin buildings. So we'll do that. We can configure the portal later. I don't really feel like doing that, but that's cool. So we'll create that. And then we're going to do like a corporate Wi-Fi. Corporate Wi-Fi. And then that one will be PSK. Oh, we can do .1x because that's more. No. That just you have to put in some RadSec. I don't actually have a Radius server, so we'll just pretend that that's like cert-based authentication or something cool. Minus 1, 2, 3, 4. Create that. And then we will save it. Cool. That's our admin building. We'll do warehouses. We'll add this warehouse. Okay, so for our warehouses, let's say that we don't want anybody on this SSID. Let's make it uh, corp devices, and we'll make it open. But let's say that we don't want anybody using social media on it. So like we can, you can get on it, you can do whatever, but I don't want you to have social media. So we're gonna add a rule. All users on this SSID are going to, or it's WLAN, are going to not. We don't want to allow them to have socials, to use socials on this. So we'll save that. Okay, cool. So I'm not gonna do all of them because it's kind of a long process or whatever. But let's see if it worked. Let's go into the WLANs. Ah, this happens sometimes when I use too many, when I do too much API all at once. That's actually let me log out of this one. It's actually a soft cap, so they do that so that if you jump on there with not a lot going on, you can't just hammer all the API for no reason. So API, let's do this one. Let me real quick. And I've actually had some I've heard of people that have had that released so that they're really API heavy and they say, hey, I can't do what I need to do with this restriction, and the guys in R&D will just go back and fix it. So here we're back here. WLANs. So here's my store buildings. Let's go to one that I did. Let's search for admin because we made one of those. I'll pick 3, whatever. So here's our SSIDs that are in the air for our admin building. So like this is all the admin stuff. This is pretty cool. We did HQ. Did we do HQ? Let me look. We'll go config templates. Oh, we didn't. We just did warehouse and admin. Okay, cool. So we'll go up here, and then we'll do. Oh, I named him WH. Pick a random one, and there we are. Okay, so pretty neat stuff. Also, one other thing to note that I think is neat is if you go into the site configuration and you want to find a specific group or whatever, this filter can filter by, if I hit admin, if I type in admin, admin, if I spell it right, I can search by the RF template or the label or just the buildings. So if I say I want to see all my admin buildings, here they are. So I have 100 admin buildings. Let's say I want warehouse by label. We've got 400 warehouse, and we should have 1,000 stores. So I'll search by label. There's 1,000. So same thing if I say, how do we know for absolute sure that all 1,000 of our stores got that RF template? This is just one way to do it. We have 1,000. Pretty cool. And then again, if I wanted to change a template for some reason, like I could go in here and say HQ is like maybe they're not roaming right or something. So we'll turn this down to like 16, and then turn this up, whatever, right? So or set power dynamically, whatever we want to do. So Pretty neat. I like how extensible it is. It's really something that I just took, a whole bunch of sites that I went from like nothing to a whole bunch of sites that I'm managing in like an intelligent way that makes sense, and it's really pretty easy to see. Again, you get into the service level stuff. This isn't, it's not, I don't, it's not real, right? But you could see it by whatever the site is. We can do by access point, client, all that cool stuff. So you could get kind of a high level view of what's going on without having to do anything really that big a deal. So this would be cool if I actually had these sites and they were working. You could see on here there's the percentages, and if it's like low or not so good, it'll be the box will be red or yellow or something. So at a glance I could see all this stuff like sites, worst 100 sites by whatever. So that's pretty cool. I really like that. But anyway, that's just me messing around. I thought it was kind of cool. So uh, that's it. All right. Talk